to be good, America will cease to be great. Today, we remember the loss, sacrifice, and resilience of September 11, 2001. Out of tragedy, Americans came together with courage and compassion. As we honor the memory of 9/11, may we renew our commitment to unity, goodness, and the shared values that make our nation strong. With that, we have some special guests this morning. I am honored to bring forward Wichita firefighter Brian Doffing. This weekend is the 9/11 Honor Challenge hosted by Beyond the Call. Beyond the Call is a local nonprofit that Brian will share more about, and the Honor Challenge will take place between 8 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. at 327 North Wabash, right here in Wichita, this Saturday, September 13th. Brian.
Thank you, Mayor, for introducing me. I just want to touch real quick on 9/11. We all know the 343 firefighters died that day. Let's just open this up to everybody to answer. Do you know how many civilians were saved by the FDNY that day? Does anybody? 25,000 civilians were saved. So we all, as firefighters, take an oath to put the civilian lives in front of our own. And I think, yes, the sacrifice of those members need to be respected, but also what they accomplished that day needs to be celebrated. So the Honor Challenge is our first fundraiser for Beyond the Call. It's a mix of a high rocks, CrossFit, and firefighting themed, all put together. It's open to the public, so anybody can do it. PD, you guys want to come out, compete against the fire department, anybody can do it. Sign up online at 911honorchallenge.com, or you can sign up the day of. My wife will be there with the computer to help you sign up. So we want everybody in the public to come. It's family fun and friendly. We have a bounce house for the kiddos. We have food trucks. So try to make it a family fun event. Hopefully, Madam Mayor, you can come. Maybe some city council members can come and see what it's all about. There'll be multiple divisions. We'll have a male, female, co-ed, and a recreational division. So if you don't want to go out and compete against everybody, you can go in the recreational division and just have fun and see what we're all doing. What the money goes to. So Beyond the Call is a mental health and wellness program we started to support the Wichita Fire Department. Everything the event raises will go straight back to Beyond the Call and fund 3 of our key programs. One of the programs we're going to fund is our Tyboth Memorial Scholarship that we did this year. We're able to send firefighters to training and help out firefighters' kids pay for college. So we're going to continue to fund that and keep that going. We're also going to be able to fund our Unknown Call for Fire. Everybody knows that cancer is a huge thing right now in the fire service, but if you look at the raw data, we're about 2 deaths a year away from suicide being a greater line of duty than cancer. So Unknown Call for Fire is a peer support-led mental health group that we started that's going great. We just want to raise more funds to keep that going strong. Also, the final program we're going to fund is our soap trials. We started soap trials on the 4th. The soap we developed with the help of a doctor here in town removes polyaromatic hydrocarbons from your blood. It's a really big word, and most of us don't know what that means. It's one of the forever chemicals that's really bad for you. It causes cancer. It's bad for everybody in here that uses plastic products, but we go into burning buildings that are burning plastics, so we absorb them through our skin a lot more. So we started trials on that. We're going to see how well our soap does. So that's about it. Please come to the event. If you don't want to compete, just come out and see what we've started and what we're doing. So are there any questions?
Thank you again, Brian, and also Beyond the Call. We really appreciate your nonprofit in helping our Wichita firefighters. Again, the 9/11 Honor Challenge is a firefighting-themed obstacle race designed to test your grit, strength, and teamwork while paying tribute to the courage of our first responders. Again, that Honor Challenge will take place this Saturday, September 13th from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. at 327 North Wabash Avenue. Again, this is a great event not only to honor the tragic events of 9/11 and the firefighters and other public safety personnel who bravely responded, but also catch a glimpse into some of what our firefighters must do in the line of duty each day. You can learn more about the 9/11 Honor Challenge again at 911honorchallenge.com. Then on Sunday, September 14th, there is a 9/11 memorial stair climb at 8 a.m. at the Epic Center across the street from City Hall. Climb participants will honor the first responders who were killed on 9/11, which includes 343 firefighters, 70 plus law enforcement officers, and 9 EMS workers. This climb will be equivalent to 110 floors while carrying the name and picture of one of the fallen. It is a powerful event that honors the sacrifice of our first responders that they make on that tragic day. You can learn more about that stair climb at wichitastairclimb.com. Another thing that Brian mentioned was about mental health, and the city of Wichita supports mental wellness by providing opportunities for outdoor spaces. This has been a beautiful weathered week, and we encourage the community to go out to one of the 122 parks in the city of Wichita. You can see the interactive map of these parks at wichita.gov/parks. Next, as you know, each week we talk about large street projects happening in our community. Our weekly bulletin can be found at wichita.gov/streets. We list weekly street updates, but also list Kansas Department of Transportation projects that may impact residents. As a reminder, the state maintains highways such as Kellogg and I-135. Here is a list of some of the ongoing state highway projects, and they include US 81, Broadway, 59th to Grand Avenue, North Junction to 135 K96 interchange, US 54 or Kellogg between Broadway and I-135, Tyler Road between 37th and 47th Streets, and MacArthur Road between Hydraulic and Southeast Boulevard. You can also see these projects, including many traffic cameras, at candrive.gov. And here for our weekly segment called Well Done Wednesday is Captain Aaron Moses with the Wichita Police Department.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, every week we come to share our Well Done Wednesday segment of the week. It dawned on me that perhaps some of you don't know where Well Done Wednesday started or why. So I thought I'd explain that. One of the Jensen Hughes recommendations when Chief Sullivan arrived was to do a better job of showcasing the efforts of our officers and first responders, but obviously specifically the Wichita Police Department officers and the work that they do every day. For those of you that don't know, yesterday was World Suicide Prevention Day, so we thought it was timely and appropriate to remind the community of the types of calls for service that our officers face multiple times a day throughout our city. Yesterday's Well Done Wednesday highlighted our officers responding to a call involving a person in crisis, armed with a knife, on a roadway in our community. Thanks to de-escalation training, mental health awareness, and the steady compassion of our officers, one of whom had built a prior connection with this individual, the situation ended safely. The person accepted help and is now receiving support. Again, it's important to remind everyone that these are situations that our officers face multiple times a day, every day, and oftentimes, more often than not, have positive outcomes like this.
Let's put the knife down, bud. Let's talk about it.
Shoot me, dude.
I don't want to shoot you.
Shoot up. Break it up.
I don't want to shoot you, bud.
Shoot me.
What's going on, buddy? Look at me.
Shoot me.
Focus. I'm not going to shoot a friend. What do I want to shoot a friend for? How long have we been friends? Okay. So as a friend, let's talk. Okay? Can we do that? You listen. Okay, I understand that. I understand you're tired. I'm tired too. Officer Barry's tired. We're all tired. Ignore these people. It's just me and you. Okay? Me and you. My buddy, take a couple more deep breaths. Okay?
If you shoot me, I'll be okay with it.
I won't be though. None of us will be. You can't do this. And we can help you get through this. You gotta put the knife down, bud. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's talk. I'll sit down beside you. Okay?
My name's Steve. I promise you. I promise you.
You're okay.
I promise you. I'm only gonna shake your hand. I'm only gonna shake your hand. My name is Steve.
Now, you have a yellow shirt
Just
on.
talk, man. Come on.
And
All these people here are here because they care about you. All right?
You good?
You know, this was one call for service that day that these officers faced, and they continued on their day making other calls for service, dealing with other emergencies alongside partners like the fire department, Sedgwick County EMS, highlighted here is ComCare. This incident shows not only the impact that training has and community partnerships, but also, keeping in line with what we've talked about, the emotional toll that these situations can take on officers. I and Chief Sullivan want to commend our officers for their professionalism, empathy, and commitment to protecting life. To these officers, well done.
Aaron, go. No, Aaron, I think you're talking about golf next.
I think I get to stay up here to talk about the golf cart ordinance, quite the pivot from what I just talked about. As you all know, earlier this year, City Council did pass a ordinance related to the use of golf carts in our community. We've received many concerns from community about the use of golf carts, so we just want to remind everyone about what the ordinance does say about legal use of golf carts in our community, and inform everybody that we will be stepping up our education campaign moving forward from today. Some of the key highlights of the golf cart ordinance are that they are only allowed on city streets with speed limits that are 30 miles per hour or less. That's mostly going to be neighborhood residential streets, not main arterial streets. They cannot drive on sidewalks, jogging paths, trails, or locations used for pedestrian traffic or bike trails. This means that you cannot drive your golf cart on a sidewalk to cross a main road. It must be on the roadway with a speed limit 30 miles per hour or less. A valid driver's license is required, and the minimum age to drive a golf cart is 16 years old. Also, insurance is required on your golf cart, with a fine for not having insurance that ranges from $300 to $1,000. We have seen people violating this ordinance, and we have been providing some education, but we are going to step up that education in areas where we have received complaints about golf carts violating the ordinance. So we just wanted to remind community that these are the rules related to golf carts. If you'd like to look up the ordinance yourself, you can do that. Just search City of Wichita Municode, M-U-N-I code, where you can find all of our city ordinances. And the ordinance number here is 11.51.020. With that, I'll hand it back over to the mayor.
Thank you again, Aaron, and appreciate the Well Done Wednesdays as well as a reminder on the ordinance that did get approval from the council, which loosened restrictions on golf carts here in Wichita. But we do urge those with golf carts to follow the rules to ensure that they and our community are safe. We're going to pivot now again. This time we're going to talk about Girl Scouts homecoming. Fall is almost here, and with the beautiful weather are a number of great events coming up. First, head to Old Cowtown Museum for the Girl Scouts homecoming celebration. Join the historic Wichita Cowtown Board of Trustees at Old Cowtown Museum from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on September 13th for this open to the public event, a homecoming celebration honoring Girl Scouts from 1958 until today. And one of our board members and council member, Mike Hoheisel, is here. And also Cowtown Museum Executive Director James Quint. James, would you like to tell us more?
Thank you, Mayor. We are very excited to have an amazing event that's coming up this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. where we celebrate a group of individuals who have been pivotal in shaping Cowtown's history. As many people know, this year is the 75th anniversary of Old Cowtown Museum. And so we've been doing a number of events this year to commemorate that anniversary, and we are honoring the individuals who have played such important parts in developing the site and sharing experiences and having an impact on all the visitors that have come out here. And the Girl Scouts are probably one of the largest groups, and so we are honoring them this Saturday. This event is open to the public, so we encourage everybody to come out that day and help us celebrate all of the individuals who have helped us. From 1958 all the way up to today, where Girl Scouts continue to play an important part at Cowtown Museum, these individuals have had a huge impact with us. We have all kinds of special activities taking place, from activities in our print shop where people can have takeaways that they'll leave the museum with, to interacting with animals. We always have animals at Cowtown, but we're bringing in some extra animals for this event, so it's going to be a lot of fun for that. Councilmember Hoheisel and other individuals will be there for the city proclamation that will honor the Girl Scouts and the work that they've done over the years. They have given more than 1 million volunteer hours to the museum, with thousands of individuals who have played an important part there. And of course, that can't be done without the public-private partnerships that make the museum special itself. The Board of Trustees for the museum, which is a private nonprofit, is putting on the event. It's also supported by the Husholder family, Jason's Deli, and Bloomerang Floral and Gift of Wichita. And so we want to thank all of those who are helping make this event special, and I look forward to seeing all of you out there. Thank you.
Thank you, James. And if you have not been to Old Cowtown Museum lately, it truly is a gem in our community. And since you mentioned some animals, I do want to make mention that we usually have a pet of the week. Unfortunately, our animal shelter manager is ill, so you'll have to tune in next week for the pet of the week. And again, we appreciate all the team that are helping our animals at the animal shelter right now. Now we're going to pivot again to another topic, and that is health and wellness. The KU School of Pharmacy is also protecting our community by offering free services, by offering a free vaccine clinic. This is taking place this Saturday. The KU School of Pharmacy is offering free vaccines at 4 different locations across the city of Wichita. I'd like to invite Thomas Barnaby, third-year pharmacy student at the KU School of Pharmacy, to tell us more.
Thank you, Mary Wu. We are hosting our annual Operation Immunization event coming up this Saturday. It will be from 10 to 1, 4 locations, including the Guadalupe main campus, the Guadalupe South Hillside location, Health Corps, and Grace Med Helen Galloway Clinic. We're anticipating, our goal is to provide at least 500 vaccines. We're trying to increase and provide as many as we can for those who are uninsured or underinsured in the Wichita community. We really hope to get people out to the event, get vaccinated against the flu. It is that time of year again already. So, if anyone has any questions? Nope. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas, and the KU School of Pharmacy, the KU School of Medicine as well, for providing that opportunity. As a reporter, I remember doing that story, reminding people that there are opportunities for free vaccines for those who, again, may not be insured or underinsured. So thank you again for your community service to the citizens of Wichita. Yesterday, a survey was launched asking residents to share their top priorities for Wichita's next city manager. The survey was drafted by the resident-led City Manager Selection Advisory Committee and CPS HR Consulting, the consulting firm leading the search for Wichita's next city manager. That survey can be found in both English, Spanish, and Vietnamese on the homepage of wichita.gov. It will be open until October 8th, and we urge everyone in the community to weigh in and have your voice heard as we shape the future and also help with selecting the next city manager together. Again, that city manager survey is available at wichita.gov. I also want to say thank you to that selection advisory committee as they are doing their volunteer service helping us with that process. I always like to share good news at the end of our mayor's briefing, so I would just simply share another community event that is happening this weekend. This is the Show and Shine Car Show. It will be held at the WSU parking lot this Sunday from noon to 4 p.m. This is a great opportunity to get outside, connect with one another, and again, it's free to the public. So I hope to see you guys all out there. It is the 32nd annual Show and Shine Car Show. And with that, I will take any questions. I see none. I just want to say thank you all very much for being here today.